All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Look, if you're an HR director, a marketing manager, or honestly anyone tasked with employee engagement, you already know that managing company merchandise can turn into a completely overwhelming nightmare real quick. So today, we're going to bypass all those dry logistics and unpack a brilliant, totally modern approach to company stores and gifting platforms.
I want you to be brutally honest with yourself for a second. Are you actually acting as a marketing manager, or are you secretly operating as a makeshift warehouse manager? I mean, picture a typical Friday afternoon. You've got a massive campaign to plan, or maybe 50 new hires starting on Monday who absolutely need a seamless, welcoming onboarding experience. But instead of strategizing, where are you? You're literally buried under piles of cardboard, drowning in rolls of shipping tape, just trying to figure out how to ship 50 individual care packages across the entire country. You were hired to tell your company's story and build culture, right? But you're spending your valuable hours doing manual fulfillment. It's a massive disconnect between your actual job title and what you're doing every single day.
And, well, that leads us directly to the villain of our story. We're talking about the literal box of wasted potential. In the industry, they call it the closet of shame. You know the one, every office has one. It's that physical closet down the hall, just absolutely stuffed to the brim with random XL polos from a 2022 corporate retreat, some outdated wellness kits, maybe a few branded stress balls that literally nobody wants. You open that door and it is just a chaotic mountain of unused merchandise. It's the physical manifestation of wasted budget and, let's be honest, terrible logistics. So today, we're going to learn exactly how to permanently lock that door and just walk away from it.
But to really understand the solution, we kind of have to fully agitate the problem first. You know, according to the StoryBrand framework, people buy solutions to overcome their internal and external frustrations. So let's look at your external frustrations, what's basically known as the inventory headache. First up, you're constantly guessing employee sizes and preferences. Like, are they going to want a quarter zip or a hoodie? Are they a medium, a large? Who knows? Second, you are drowning in endless spreadsheets, just trying to track who got what. Third, you're actually paying for physical storage space to house all these items. And finally, there's the painful irony of manually packing what are supposed to be automated employee onboarding kits. Internally, you just feel overwhelmed, inefficient, and frankly, like your real talents are being completely wasted. And listen, this isn't just about losing your Friday afternoons. We are talking about hard financial losses here. Research actually shows that bulk ordering apparel inherently leads to incredibly inefficient distribution because you have to guess all those sizes up front. Eventually, 30% of your company's swag budget ends up in a landfill or a donation bin simply because nobody wears the leftover sizes. 30% of your investment is literally just thrown away. That is a staggering loss of potential ROI. Honestly, if you're a financial officer or a marketing director, seeing a third of your budget just evaporate into the closet of shame, that should be a massive wake-up call.
But, like in every great story, the hero, and yes, that's you, the overwhelmed manager, can't solve this problem completely alone. You need a guide. So meet Mike and Ruth. They're the team at Storyteller Promotions, also known as Buzz. If you look at Donald Miller's StoryBrand framework, a customer isn't looking for another hero, right? They're looking for a guide to help them win the day. And Mike and Ruth step right into that exact role, completely ready to rescue you from the spreadsheets and that endless sea of shipping tape.
So what exactly do Mike and Ruth bring to the table? Well, they bring what they call fulfillment magic. It is this perfect combination of deep empathy for your logistical nightmares paired with the actual authority to seamlessly automate your company's swag distribution. And this aligns so perfectly with effective messaging strategy. Because a guide must demonstrate empathy. They have to say, hey, we feel your pain. We know exactly how much you hate the closet of shame. But, empathy without ability is basically useless. So they also have to demonstrate real authority and competency. They have to say, we have the massive logistical muscles to actually fix this for you. Storyteller Promotions leverages this exact dynamic to step right in and solve your inventory headache.
Now, when you're already stressed out, throwing a really complicated solution at you is just going to make you run the other way. You need the cognitive load dramatically lowered. Enter the SMARTStore plan. This is a crystal clear 3-step roadmap designed to rescue your Fridays. Step 1, curate choice-based gear. Step 2, build an inventory-free portal. Step 3, let Storyteller handle the fulfillment. It's so simple. When you give someone 3 baby steps, they don't have to stress about predicting some uncertain future. They just look at Step 1, Step 2, and Step 3. It completely takes the fear out of transitioning away from that old, broken bulk ordering system you've been stuck with.
All right, let's break those steps down a bit, starting with Step 1, curating choice-based gear. Listen, the days of blindly ordering 500 identical, cheap cotton t-shirts, those are over. Instead, you get to act like a true curator. You're selecting trending options across all sorts of categories.
For apparel, you can offer retail brand corporate clothing. We're talking high-end brands like Patagonia or the North Face, along with some really great performance workwear. For the environmentally conscious folks, you can curate sustainable corporate gifts and reusable drinkware. And for those new hires, you can set up absolutely beautiful automated employee onboarding kits. Basically, you're building a deep, exciting catalog of premium items that your team will actually want to use, and you're completely eliminating the guesswork.
Moving right along to step 2, building your custom inventory-free SMARTStore portal. This is where the magic really starts to happen for the end user, because instead of you awkwardly passing around a clipboard asking for shirt sizes, your team members simply log into a custom-branded online portal. It looks and feels exactly like a modern e-commerce shopping experience. They browse through the gear you curated back in step 1, they pick out their exact favorite item, and here's the best part, they enter their own sizes and their own shipping addresses. The heavy lifting of all that data collection, it is entirely removed from your plate and handed over to a sleek, automated software platform.
Which brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Step 3, Storyteller handles direct fulfillment. Once your employee clicks checkout on their portal, your job is completely done. Seriously, you don't receive a giant bulk box, you don't print a single shipping label. Storyteller drop ships and fulfills everything directly to that employee's doorstep, whether they're sitting in the office or working remotely halfway across the globe. You maintain total hands-off logistics. You literally never have to touch a roll of shipping tape again. The entire inventory headache is fully outsourced to the experts who actually have the warehouse infrastructure to handle it perfectly every single time.
So, let's talk about the stakes here, because in any decision, there's obviously a risk of failure and a chance for success. If you just stick with the status quo, you are going to continue spending your incredibly valuable Fridays packing boxes in the dim light of the closet of shame, literally wasting 30% of your budget. But by implementing a SMARTStore, you get your time back. You get to step back into the role you were actually hired for, being a high-level brand storyteller, focusing on culture, strategy, and genuine employee engagement.
And that brings us to what I like to call the ultimate success soundbite. Stop playing warehouse manager and start being a brand storyteller. It's bold, right? It's an empowering challenge. It really forces you to look at your daily task list and ask yourself if your daily activities are actually matching your true expertise. Every single minute you spend folding a hoodie or taping up a cardboard box is a minute stolen from your actual marketing and HR strategies. Think of this quote as your official permission slip to just automate the busy work and finally reclaim your professional identity.
Which leads us directly to our call to action. As the Story Brand Framework teaches us, you have to challenge your audience boldly. You can't just say, hey, learn more. You need to take definitive action here. Book your SMARTStore demo today. Seriously, get on a call with Mike and Ruth. Let them show you exactly how their portal software and global fulfillment network can be fully customized for your specific corporate needs.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final, powerful thought. Your brand is your story. Every single piece of merchandise you give an employee or a client, it is a physical touchpoint of that exact story. When it's poorly sized, or it shows up late, or it's just generic, it tells a story of disorganization. But when it's premium, choice-based, and seamlessly delivered right to their door, that tells a story of a company that truly values its people. So how are you telling your story right now? And more importantly, are you ready to elevate your gifting platform so that your physical brand actually matches the excellence of your business? Let that simmer for a bit and go reclaim your Fridays.